The similarities are absolutely uncanny. Earlier today, a drone launched by Ukraine went slamming into a high-rise tower in the Russian city of Saratov. It's a picture that reminded millions of people across the world of a horrifying image that had taken place 23 years ago on September the 11th, 2001, in Manhattan, New York City. These two images on your screen are nearly a quarter century apart. The image, obviously on the left side of your screen, of an Al-Qaeda attack using airliners on the World Trade Center, sparking one of the biggest anti-terror movements in the world. And on the left-hand side of your screen, images of a Ukrainian drone in the third year after the Russian invasion of that country. Not very different, but in one case, hundreds of people died. In the other case, 2 people have been injured, but it comes as a reminder that warfare may have changed, but tactics and the way weapons are used have not really changed very much at all. And it doesn't help that these two images are so creepily similar. The angle from which they've been shot, the manner in which in one an airliner and in another a drone go careening into a building. The fact that you see an explosion of that kind, you can hear the person recording those videos actually talk in expletives while they are recording it. So very similar, it truly gets under your skin. But the focus is not 9/11 now. I only wanted to show you those two pictures to show you how things really haven't changed that much in terms of warfare. But boy, have they really changed. Watch this report about what Ukraine has done in Russia now.
Ukraine launches 9/11-like attack on Russia.
Это пиздец, 37-этажку прилетел, блядь!
A drone launched by Ukraine struck into 38-story building in Russia's Saratov region. The exact moment of the drone attack was captured on camera and it went viral on social media. Many people were injured in the attack and several houses were damaged. Soon after the drone attack, Russia unleashed a barrage of missiles and drones towards Ukraine. Multiple explosions were heard in key Ukrainian cities, including capital Kyiv and Kharkiv. The situation in Pokrovsk remains tense, with fighting continuing in multiple areas. Due to bombardment by Russia, blackouts were reported across Ukraine. Ukrainian forces shot down a Russian cruise missile near Zakarpattia in western Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Sunday said their forces had advanced 1 to 3 kilometers in the Kursk region and taken control of 2 settlements.
I just spoke with Commander-in-Chief Syrskyi. We have advanced into the Kursk region ranging from 1 to 3 kilometers. We brought under our control 2 more settlements and active developments are ongoing concerning another settlement. We are boosting our tally of captured Russian soldiers.
The Russian Defense Ministry, on the other hand, claimed its armed forces had pushed back Ukrainian troops in the Kursk region. Bureau Report, India Today.
The effort in the past several days has been to get Russia and Ukraine not just to talk to each other. India's efforts constantly have been for dialogue and diplomacy in a violence-free environment, for dialogue between the two countries. But less than 3 days after Prime Minister Narendra Modi left Kyiv, there has been a massive strike by Ukraine and then by Russia. The situation all set to escalate. Gaurav Sawant in Delhi for India Today.
And following that attack using drones on a Russian city, apparently a residential tower, with information still coming in, now information coming in of a big aggressive Russian counter-strike. Russia has pummeled Ukraine in retaliation. Videos coming in of Russian missiles hitting a reservoir near the capital Kyiv, Ukrainian power plant has also been damaged in a Russian drone and missile strike. Russia has reportedly launched more than 100 missiles and drones in retaliation for this morning's attack on the city of Saratov. Reports of nationwide blackouts introduced following a major Russian missile barrage on energy infrastructure across Ukraine. So this is one big escalation taking place just days after Prime Minister Modi departed from Ukraine. I want to bring in India Today's Gaurav Sawant, who's just back from Kyiv himself. Gaurav, a terrible contrast. When you were there, not a single air raid siren, everything seemed peaceful. Now reports coming in from Kyiv, about the sounds of explosions and the surrounding areas apparently being hit by Russian missiles and drones.
The situation is extremely grim across Ukraine. The information we've been able to get is 15 locations, 15 regions all across Ukraine have been targeted, and even the Kinzhal hypersonic cruise missiles have been used by Russia. So they've used the Tupolev 22 and the Tu-95 long-range bombers. They've been used, missiles have been used, rockets have been used, power stations have been targeted, infrastructure has been targeted, bridges and roadheads have been targeted. It's a very systematic counter-strike by Russia after the early morning drone strike by Ukraine, which incidentally was aimed at one of the air bases that was used to launch these fighter jets and long-range fighter bombers into Ukraine. So right now, the counter-strike has led to massive power cuts and power blockages and blackouts all across Ukraine. So the Sumy region has been targeted, the Zaporozhye region has been targeted, Kyiv has been targeted, Kharkiv has been targeted, and the apprehension is that the situation could now take a turn for the worst. Thousands and thousands of people were forced to take shelter in underground bomb shelters and metro stations because the apprehension was that there could be further missile, rocket and airstrikes on Ukraine, Shiv.
This is a situation that's in its third year now. Gaurav's just back. We will continue to report on this fresh escalation and see if it continues on that escalatory path. Gaurav, thanks very much for getting us those inputs, dramatic videos continuing to stream in as always from Ukraine and Russia.